Joining me in the studio right now is Darral Campbell, Manager of Dementia Canterbury. Kia ora, Darral. How are you?
Good, thank you.
What I might get you to do is grab that microphone and bring it just a wee bit closer to your mouth. There you go. That's all good. Now, Dementia Canterbury, you guys been busy?
We're always busy. There's never a quiet time.
Yeah. Now, sometimes when people think of dementia, they think worst possible case scenario, right? It's not always that way, is it?
No, it isn't. And I think the pervasive kind of image of dementia is end-stage dementia.
Yeah.
So it would be like looking at any other illness, cancer being a good example, and whipping straight to the sort of terminal stage of living with cancer. So although there is no cure for dementia at this point, there is good life to be had if the right support is there, if a diagnosis is made early.
And that's where Dementia Canterbury come in, yeah?
Absolutely. We're very much about supporting people to live well for as long as possible, and supporting carers and whānau to get the support they need to enable people to stay at home, to age in place, and to access services in their local communities that are meaningful for them.
Because families, those that are not in the fog of dementia, are the ones that have to deal with it really, and those that bless those that have dementia, they can sort of fade off into a bit of a foggy area and don't really know what's going on.
I think, many of our carers particularly are our unsung heroes in terms of what they do to enable people with dementia to live well and to care for people that they love. And so, a good part of our service is about supporting those carers, supporting those family members, and enabling them to care for as long as possible at home, which is what most of us would want. We want
that, absolutely. Darral, Manager of Dementia Canterbury, can I ask you a question? How is dementia diagnosed? How does that happen?
Dementia is diagnosed through a medical appointment, either with a GP or with a specialist, and there are a series of cognitive tests that people are put through. There is a history taken from the person, but also from the family. There are blood tests, and there is a head CT scan of the brain, and all of those things together help to make a diagnosis. It's very variable about what point in the dementia journey people get a diagnosis, and there are many, many different types of dementia. So it's not like there is one way of presenting or one way of being. The type of dementia you have may impact on the way in which you behave, may impact on the way that your family care for you.
Talking about behaving, a typical behaviour from someone who has dementia?
I guess one of the most common things that people know about with dementia is memory loss, but there is a whole other out there, and that's the way in which dementia impacts on behaviours. And that's an area where it's really important that we're supporting family to understand what behaviours are, that they're not the person being deliberately difficult, but that as life changes for the person with dementia, they can experience difficulties in a lot of areas because of their cognitive decline, and that impacts on behaviours. Things like challenges in problem solving, things that they once would have managed quite well, which may mean that people are frustrated and angry and irritable, and that's the behaviour you're seeing. Or it could be that they become apathetic, they lack motivation when they've previously been a person who gets on and does, which can be very challenging for a carer. But that's also part of dementia. So a lot of behaviours we would say are representations of unmet need, and if we can look at what the need might be underneath, we might be able to put something in place that's helpful and positive in dealing with the behaviour.
That's absolutely brilliant. So Jim, let's say you're a fictitious person, Jim, 80 years old, been the stalwart of the community, everything is cool and groovy, and then something changes, something slightly changes, and other bits and pieces can be a significant pointer towards dementia.
It absolutely is, and it's often when people look back retrospectively that they think, oh yes,
that's
actually,
where I saw it.
I noticed that happening a year ago or 2 2 years ago, and actually didn't realise it was dementia.
So the help that's out there for families who have got a family member that has got dementia, what is helpful? I imagine you'd have a whole list of things.
We do. We have, we like to say we've got a menu and you can pick and choose which bits are going to fit for you, because it's not one size fits all. Everybody's different about what they need and what they want, and where their current support is. So we really encourage getting a diagnosis, and we will sort of support and help try and navigate people towards a diagnosis if they're not sure how to go about that, families particularly. And then there are a range of services that start with that navigation. It's really hard to actually know where to go and when to go.
Yeah.
And then education is probably one of the most pivotal things for the person with dementia if they are in the early to mid stages of the journey, but most especially for family and for the carer. And then, ongoing carer support, ongoing education, ongoing opportunities for the person with dementia to engage in cognitive stimulation, activities that are meaningful, to do things that actually make them feel good about themselves. Because if we feel good, we're going to be much easier in the home environment.
Absolutely. It's always not, when you get a haircut or something like that, you always feel just a wee bit better, and that's actually a very, very good thing as far as that's concerned. Dementia Canterbury, you're a non-profit organisation?
We are. We have a contract with Te Wharaora that funds about a third of our service, and we fundraise madly for the other 2/3. It's a challenge. For all charities.
Do you have anything coming up that we can help promote right now, Darral?
We haven't currently got anything. We do have in the second half of the year our annual appeal, which is in November, and we are hoping to be using a film that's coming out as a fundraiser, but more information to come about that. So if people look on our website or our Facebook page or call us anytime, we're very happy to fill the gaps.
Absolutely, and that's, you do that so well as well, and there's plenty of gaps in when you're dealing with dementia. Darral Campbell, Manager at Dementia Canterbury, thank you so much for coming into Compass FM. That's all the questions that I have for you. Do you have anything else that you'd like to
just
mention?
To really make people aware that they can free phone, or the phone number is 379 2590 to give us a call if they've got any concerns or want to have some discussion.
Absolutely. Darral Campbell from Dementia Canterbury, thank you so much. We will keep in contact with you.
Compass FM.